Welcome back everybody for part 2 of generator repairs. We've now got the unit functioning outside perfectly with the start and stop switch. We've corrected a few shorts in it, did a little bit of securing the wiring, securing the cover plate over the control board, which we also mounted and switched out. It seems to be okay on the outside now. But the battle is not done. To be able to have a useful generator, you need to be able to fire it from the inside of the coach. And when this switch is hit in here, nothing, you guys have seen before, absolutely nothing happens here because we have a continuity problem between the generator out there through the circuit control box down here, the generator control box down here, and into the house wiring. So we need to address that to figure out what's going on with that. It's going to take some time. I was inside checking the schematic for all the wiring, and there's a hell of a lot of wiring in this coach, running to various 12-volt systems and also running to the AC and some other units. So in order to get this function again, this switch again, I had to go back and trace out some circuits and things. I'm going to have to remove this switch now and take a look and run some continuity tests on that, just to make sure, try to figure out if we have a break or an open circuit here. In other words, where the wire might be broken, and it's not permitting us to close this circuit and run the generator. So going to get started with some of my equipment and test for some voltages and stuff. Once again, I'm going to be very careful with the battery, connecting and reconnecting that. I don't want anything to short out. That's a very sensitive control board with diodes and things. It's a $100 board. I don't want to go ahead and wreck it by accidentally shorting across that board when I'm checking some connections. So let's see what we can do here this afternoon. I'm going to chase some of that wiring. We've got, we're going to have some lighting issues here because I'm working under where the circuit box is down here to try to get the flow of the chase of the wires down here through the bottom of the refrigerator, underneath the flooring, and over to the to the breaker box and the panels there. So let's see what we can figure out. Within the guts of the electrical system right here, and this is basically our tie back point, meaning that everything that's going on in the motor coach basically ties back to this point. We have, if you look over here, well, let me just start by giving my standard caution. Don't muck around with electrical systems if you don't know what you're doing. It's a good way to get yourself electrocuted or really hurt, or in a best case scenario, really zapped. So you can see everything is fuse protected here. Lighting, various lighting, the furnace, the range vent, pumps, toilets, monitors, dome and bath vents. Everything is well protected here by fuses, and a simple cursory look shows that all of our fuses are good and in good shape. I'm suspecting up here, when I see the feed here, this is coming into the converter box, I'm half suspecting that this may be part of our wiring run up to the internal switch there. We're going to check that out over there. We're going to be very careful with the breakers. We do have power off. The generator is not on, so there's no power being generated. So I want to come in here and do some continuity tests and try to figure out our switching over on this side. I might also mention the converter charger is on the way. Have a new one on the way. This is the old buzz box, and we want to get rid of that because it's kind of inherently dangerous now, and I don't want to have a fire. So I guess that'll be here maybe next weekend's project. So we shall see. That should be a pretty simple install. Those of you with modern Class A's, Class C's, even some B's, you'll think this is looking at a Model T in here compared to how complicated today's systems are. Well, at times like this, that's a distinct plus when you're going to work on a system. The less things to run, the better. It makes it much easier to chase down faults within circuits and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch plate up top and get our testers hooked up to see what we can figure out. I've pulled the switch plate here, and one of the things that you want to make sure that you do is that you check for basic cord connects that may have come off, some of the electrical connectors on here, and all the spaded connectors seem to be on real good, so I'm not seeing any issue with them. When you're doing electrical work, you always want to start with the very simple stuff and then work backwards from there. So basically we're trying to get an idea now of which way that cord might round in there, and it probably goes off to the side, and it may go over the top of the coach, but in any event it's definitely going to come down. We see we've got the neutral, and red is usually red and black are usually hot, and white's neutral. I don't think this has a ground within it, so going to go ahead and find the wiring on the other side and do some continuity testing there. This is the second time today I've come down back to this wiring bundle here, and you know, we fixed that wire earlier, and I was wondering why we had a disconnect or a unterminated, you know, it has an end point to it, but it's been taped off and basically taken out of the circuit. And then looking at the Onan generator schematic or the electrical layout, it looks like this is what would have gone to the switch. So I have to try to feed a wire down inside. I can see some of the original wire dangling there. I'm going to try to put a splice in there and see if that's going to do the job in terms of enabling that switch, because to me that's kind of got to be it, because it comes back to the circuit control board. There's a termination on the circuit control board for like a remote switching, and I gotta feel like that's it over there. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. Getting plenty of hot on the black and the red as I would expect them to be, but I'm not getting any kind of carry back on the neutral wire, which is the white here. So I suspect that that's what's been terminated for whatever dumb reason outside there. And I can't get into the minds and heads of people that do things, but maybe he thought he had to cut out the inside circuit to be able to use the outside. So I'm going to go inside and cut some Romex here cable. I have some old Romex around. I'm going to just take the neutral on it and go ahead and splice that in. Put some wire nuts on that. I've cut up a piece of the Romex here, so I'm going to take this out now with some wire nuts and stuff and get this connected and spliced in, and we'll see if this gets the unit going. Now, to tell you guys, that took a lot of leaning down and wrenching my back to get that into position, but I managed to grab enough up inside to be able to make this splice in here. It ended up being about a 12-inch splice. So it should be able to go now. I'm going to put the switch back on and call Missy Jen and take a shot. When she comes out, it's going to fire it up. So keep your fingers crossed, guys. Coming up to the grand finale here. Jen's coming on. She's on board here. She's going to have the honor of trying this generator from the inside. Go ahead, baby. There she goes, huh? What do you think, babe?
Very good.
We've got an onboard generator now.
Well, it's on.
What do you think? There it is.
This is our switch for the generator.
Yeah. Try turning her off for a second.
So now we can just...
You hold that down till it stops. There we go. Now restart her again. Well, that baby just starts right up, doesn't she?
And that's how we do it.
That's how we do it. We found a break in the line. Let's have a seat. So let's try the air conditioner here.
In the snow, we don't have to trip through the snow.
All right, have
anymore,
a seat.
right?
Don't have to go tripping through the snow and the water. So let's go ahead and close the door here. Isn't that pretty to see that light on? I'll tell you guys, that has been a long time coming. We're going to flip our AC on now. You can hear that generator stall for a second, but I'll tell you guys, we got 6,000 watts out there. We'll let that baby blow cold for a couple minutes, and we'll have a little wrap up Little wrap up today. Missy Jen is happy today.
Yeah, make it.
We're just kicking back, enjoying the cool breezes here from our air conditioning unit. And I'll tell you guys, another major step forward today in making this rig very comfortable and very user friendly. I don't know about Jen. I don't want to go outside in the pouring rain to have to put the generator on. We also changed out the control board today and fixed a couple open wires down there and got that working. Then we came in and found out that our generator cable over there from the generator box had a break in it too. It looked like somebody just cut it out and taped over the end of it. So that's why it's important to look at this schematic. Anyway, guys, we're enjoying the feel that coolness. I'm loving that in here. It's awesome. It's so great to have a fully functional generator. It's amazing. All right, guys, thanks for being along for the two-part series today. Missy Jen approved.
So no corkscrew, nothing.
No more corkscrews.
Push button in here, push button outside.
No more anything, guys.
All according to safety.
This is the way GM built it, and this is the way it is today. So only leaves one more system for us to get checked out. Of course, that's the freshwater onboard system. So that'll probably be our next video. We may take a little run out tomorrow. I'm not sure, depending on if we have an idea where to go on a short jaunt. But thanks a lot for being along, guys, for the two-part series on repairing and restoring the 1974 GMC Canyonlands generator set. Thanks so much for watching, and thumbs up are always appreciated. Thanks, everyone.